Rice. It is more than just a grain for every Filipino. It stands as a symbol of life, a representation of our culture, our history, and our daily existence. The title Rice, A Nation's Struggle captures this profound connection. It emphasizes how essential rice is to our country and how it mirrors the everyday challenges faced by our people. From farmers who rise before dawn, laboring tirelessly beneath the scorching sun, to families who struggle to afford even a single kilo, this issue reveals the deeper realities of our nation. This story is not merely about food or the economy. It is about dignity, about unity, and about the continuing struggle for survival of the Philippine people. Through a debate-style presentation, we aim to present diverse perspectives from the government, the farmers, and the citizens, to show that the rice crisis is not just an economic concern, but a human one. This is Rice, a Nation's Struggle.
Good day, Filipinas. Today we face a crisis that cuts across class, regions, and generations because our staple food is becoming harder to afford and even harder to trust. Sumipama ang presyo, our farmers are disillusioned, and Filipino families are suffering. Today we don't just ask why, we demand answer. On stage, government officials, legislators, and ordinary citizens. This is not just a conversation. This is a serious debate. Let's begin with the President. Sir, what is the root cause of this crisis?
We are facing global challenges like droughts in Asia, export bans from key producers, and rising fuel costs. These are external shocks total beyond our control. But we are responding. We've initiated buffered stock increase, import agreements, and farmers support programs. This government takes food security seriously. Vice President, I hear you. Wala na tayong time for finger pointing. We admit the challenges are deeply rooted. Hindi lang ito one-day problem. Kaya nga my office is releasing an executive order tomorrow, activating military logistics for faster rice delivery. And we are also deploying task force to investigate and jail those who are hoarding rice. Hindi lang imports ang solution. We need to be tough on corruption and efficient sa delivery. To the Filipino people, I see the pain. And we are mobilizing all governments to stabilize price immediately. And this is my promise.
For farmer support. Those are undeniable pros. But yes, the implementation was flawed. We failed to shield local farmers during harvest season. We failed to regulate imports smartly. I now support amendments, seasonal import limits, better local procurement, and mandatory reinvestment of RCEF funds into actual field support. We need to adjust, not abandon the law. You say mistake in implementation, but that costs livelihood. I was just in Bicol, farmers are being paid 15 pesos per kilo for palay. That's not a flaw, that's economic injustice.
We let traders and importers go rich while the people who grow our rice go hungry. Let's stop sugarcoating it. That the law truly hurt our farmers and we need to repeal and radically reform it. Ang dami nang naagrabyado.
I-re-appeal mo ba ang lahat? And what go back to inefficient monopolies? Import aren't evil. What we need is smart regulation, not regression. Hindi natin ma-afford ang rice na 100 per kilo just to protect a broken system.
And we can keep throwing farmers under the bus of market efficiency. The free market does not feed the poor, it feeds profit.
Tignan nyo po, saan napupunta yung billion-billion tariffs? The RTL promised cheaper rice for all and better life for farmers. Ngayon, mahal pa rin yung bigas sa palengke at yung mga magsasaka, baon na sa utang. That's a broken promise. We are the only country in Southeast Asia that seems to treat its farmers like a cost center, not a national asset. Pera ng mga Pilipino, ginagamit lang natin sa pag-import ng bigas, imbis na palakasin yung sarili nating ani. Hindi po ito tungkol sa ideolohiya. It's about survival and patriotism. Kung hindi natin susuportahan yung sarili nating magsasaka, sino magpapakain sa atin 20 years from now? Wake up, Pilipinas!
Congressman Paglinawan, you represent the rice-producing region. What's happening on the ground?
Farmers are quitting, fields are empty. They shift to corn or wala na lang. And why? Because imported rice undercuts local harvest. Bago tayo mag-import, bilhin muna natin ang sarili natin. You want pros and cons? Yes. Importing rice avoids shortage, but it kills our rural economy. Supporting local rice may cost more short-term, but it builds more long-term national security. That is the bottom line.
But Congressman, we must also protect urban families. I am from the city, many parents in Manila, Cebu and Davao cannot afford even 2 meals a day. We need to talk about consumer subsidy, not just from gate prices. Supporting farmers is a vital, but feeding the poor now is just urgent. What the use of the protecting the harvest if the people can afford the rice?
And what's the use of cheap rice today if we kill the people who grow it? Walang magsasaka, walang pagkain. Simple lang.
Congresswoman Pascual, let's go back to your point about urban consumers. If farming prices need to be high outside farmers, how can city families survive with the price high? Are you proposing an allowance for rice?
Exactly. We cannot sacrifice the poor policy reform. I am proposing a targeted rice subsidy or what we can call an Ayuda sa Bigas program. Specifically from the poorest 20% of Filipino household, the pro, it immediately helps families cook with 50 to 60 kilo rice. Injecting purchasing power when it is needed most. Hindi na sila kailangan magtiis. And the con, syempre, it is expensive. It requires billion from the government budget. And we know programs like this always prone to mismanagement or corruption. But the risk should not prevent us from fighting the hunger now. Urgent na po.
With all due respect, Congresswoman Pascual, that is just a temporary fix. We all keep paying subsidies forever if we don't fix the source of the problem, which is cheap imports killing local farms. Pera na lang ba ang solusyon sa lahat?
Senator, hindi na sila temporary ito. Ngayon, kailangan nyo kumain. Hindi na po pumaas yung si Harap Kales kung walang makain ang mga kulit. Let's do support farmers and keep the consumers.
Consumer priority, good is human right, not just economic growth.
Let's hear from the Agriculture Secretary. Is your plan enough?
Masagana Rice 2.0 focuses on hybrid seeds, mechanization, and climate-resilient farming. These are real solutions, but they take time. The benefit is sustainability and independence. The challenge is political consistency. Agriculture policy changes every 6 years. We need 20 years planning. Hindi yung papatch-patch
lang. But can you guarantee immediate relief? We've already begun distributing free hybrid seeds and fertilizer in 40 provinces. But unless we fix irrigation and support post-harvest facilities, farmers remain vulnerable. Right now, I'm asking Congress for an urgent 5 billion peso boost to our CEF rollout. If makapasa, that's more mechanization, more youth scholarship, and direct aid to smallholder farmers.
DTI Secretary Roque, what's your role in this?
So, agriculture isn't just about production. It's also about the cost movement. Ang presyo ng bigas hindi lang sa pali nagsisimula. The ration aid passes through 5 to 7 layers farm gate. Traders, trackers, warehousing, retail, each layer add cost. That's why we're implementing a national supply chain audit. We're deploying mobilized shops, direct trade from cooperatives to urban centers, and testing digital price tracking apps for consumers.
Timeline?
First changes will be visible in 3 months. Full impact, maybe 6 pero klaro ito. If we streamline logistics, we can rise prices 5 to 7 per kilo without harming farmers.
NFA Administrator Paladin, the agency was self-criticized. What's your defense?
Yes, we face procurement bottlenecks and updated system, and we're delaying purchases, but we've been taking steps. We're now doing direct buying from farmers 20 kilo, cutting middlemen. We've rebuilt and regional stockpiles and piloted mobile pallet buying station for remote farmers.
What's the biggest obstacle?
Budget and trust. People in NFA is a figure, but we are revealing with transparency, faster logistics, and clear mandate by local first and import only, and if necessary.
In policy official, we can try to support farmers. We must guarantee the environment.
Lifeline daw. Sa lahat ko nalulunod. Tumataas lahat ng abuno sa system, tubig. Pero paano namin? Barya pa rin. Puro plano, puro papel. Pero kami po, wala kami makain. Gusto mo namin magbuhay ng karangal. Hindi kami nagbilimos. Nagtatrabaho kami.
I'm a student of agriculture. I see the disconnect students live for cities because there's no future in the farm, but agriculture is the future. If we fund land reform, community farming, and scholarship for agri students, we can rebuild the system from the ground up. The pro, we create a generation of farmer leaders. The con, we need political will to invest in youth. Not just in crisis control.
We have heard from those in power and those paying the price. Price is more than food. It is survival, identity, and justice. Mr. President,
This debate reveals a painful truth. We are a nation divided by urgency, but united in needed. No one solution will fix this, but unity can. To our official, our farmer, our citizen, this is not a battle between import and local, rural and urban, farmers and consumer. This is called to rebuild our food future together. Magkaisa po tayo. Hindi lamang para sa bigas, kundi para sa dangal ng bawat Pilipino.
This is your nation, and this is your rights, and this is your voice. Magandang hapon, Pilipinas.
Kimi no naka ni aru akato wa oki se mo. So